is up, winning team? I'm so excited. We are now in chapter 5 of Beyond the Veil, exploring the bubble theory and the fourth dimension, a beginner's journey into higher dimensions and modern physics by Jamil Chamberlain. And we are on chapter 5, I already said that. The bubble theory simplified. Listen, if you want to know why we're doing this, if you want to know about it, go and check out the link in the description and watch the first video in the playlist, and I'll explain everything. If you want to get the book, go in the description box and click on the link and you can purchase it for yourself online on Amazon. Okay, so let's dive in. I'm not going to bother with any intros about this whole series because we know why we're here now. Let's just get straight into it. So, the bubble theory simplified. So we kind of left off in the previous chapter with the conclusions such that there's just a lot that's not explained. For example, the fact that 95% of the components in the universe, what was it? Let me directly quote. 95% of our universe is made up of components we cannot directly observe, and we kind of talked about how we came to that conclusion and how we came to the conclusion that even though we can't observe them, we know that there has to be something, some kind of matter and some kind of forces, which are called dark matter and dark energy. Go and check that out in the last part. Let us continue. So we're now looking at the bubble theory, which is one of the theories used to explain some of these unknown things. So we'll start here. A new perspective on reality. Imagine the universe as an immense ocean, vast and deep. With this ocean, countless bubbles rise and fall, each one a world unto itself. Okay, it's giving One Piece, but let me think about this for a second. Imagine the universe as an immense ocean, vast and deep. Within this ocean, countless bubbles rise and fall, each one a world unto itself. Okay. These bubbles represent independent realms. Coexisting within the same space, yet remaining distinct due to their unique properties. Okay, coexisting within the same space, yet remaining distinct due to their unique properties. Okay. This is the essence of the bubble theory, a new way to understand the fabric of reality and the possible existence of higher dimensions. Okay. In this chapter, we'll explore the bubble theory in simple terms, using analogies and examples to make the concept accessible. We'll delve into how these bubbles can exist simultaneously without interfering with one another and what binds them together in the fourth dimension. Okay. This is quite fascinating. I'm finding this really fascinating because it's reminding me of a story arc in One Piece. Because in One Piece, they have the Fishman. The Fishman, like, they're their own whole race, and they have their own, like, whole existence that is in a bubble that's actually in the ocean. And that's really interesting. So that's why I can kind of sort of, to an extent, visualize what this is about, but it's nowhere near what they have in One Piece. Obviously, is not as close to having the entirety of a world. Okay, the radio analogy. Tuning into different realities. Consider how radio works. In any given place, numerous radio signals fill the air, each broadcasting on its own frequency. When you tune your radio to a specific frequency, you access that particular station while the others remain undetected. All these signals coexist in the same space without interfering because they operate at different frequencies. Similarly, the bubble theory suggests that multiple universes or bubbles exist within the same spatial framework, but are differentiated by unique frequencies known as S energy. To be fair, do you know what I just realized? He has a glossary. So let's just go to the glossary. And look what's the first one in the glossary. Because I said in the last video, I was like, I don't know what S energy is. S energy field, a higher dimensional field in the fourth spatial dimension that carries unique energy signatures, binding matter within each bubble and preventing interference between. Okay. A higher dimensional field in the fourth spatial dimension that carries unique energy signatures, binding matter within each bubble and preventing interference between bubbles. Okay. So it's almost as if if I'm understanding correctly, every bubble has its own S energy, which is almost like the overriding energy. Kind of like how in the third dimension, I guess, our overriding energy is like gravity. If that makes sense. Like everything is subject to gravity, and gravity is always in the chat. Okay. I don't know if that gravity is in the same sense in the 3D as S field energies in the fourth, but we're just running with it, guys. I'm just learning. We're all learning together for the first time. Okay. Similarly, the bubble theory suggests that... Oh, yeah. I already read that. Okay. Just as a radio frequencies allows multiple stations to broadcast simultaneously, the S energy signatures enable multiple bubbles to occupy the same space without interfering. Okay. Understanding the S energy signature. At the heart of the bubble theory is the concept of the S energy field and its unique signatures. Think of the S energy signature as a specific vibrational pattern that defines each bubble, much like a fingerprint or a musical note. Okay, got it. Right, so that's how you can decipher between the different bubbles based on their various different S energies. Unique identifier. The S energy signature is what makes each bubble distinct, preventing it from merging with others. Okay. Binding force. It acts as a glue, holding the matter within a bubble together in the fourth dimension. Non-interference. Because each bubble has a unique signature, they don't interfere with one another, allowing for peaceful coexistence. This is already very interesting, right? This is very interesting. Yeah, very, very interesting. And again, so I do think that I wasn't wrong in my idea about what S energy means. That like S energy is in the fourth dimension to what like gravitational energy is in the third dimension. In the same way that like we're saying all of our universe is held together by, well, we were thinking that all of our universe was held together by gravity, as in how our lives operate, including how where the planets are, etc., etc. S energy is like the explanation of that to the fourth dimension degree of how everything's being held together. I think, like I said, guys, I'm learning with the rest of you guys, so we're all learning here. Bubbles coexisting in the fourth dimension. To visualize how bubbles can occupy the same space without interacting, let's use the analogy of transparent soap bubbles. Imagine blowing several soap bubbles that float and sometimes overlap. Because they're transparent, you can see through them, and when they overlap, each bubble maintains its own surface tension, keeping it intact. In the bubble theory, each bubble represents a universe with its own set of physical laws and matter bound by its S energy signature. Even if the bubbles overlap in space, their unique signatures prevent them from interacting directly. Okay. I mean, I kind of get it. It's kind of like the oil and water thing of like how oil and water, they don't mix, but you can have oil and water both in the same like glass, but they will just separate. But they can sit next to each other, but they'll both exist as their own thing. I don't know if that's a reasonable analogy for that, but that's kind of how I'm getting it, is in like, even if the bubbles overlap in space, their unique signature prevent them from interacting directly. Okay. Layers of reality. The book pages analogy. Another way to think about this is to imagine a book. Each page of the book represents a different bubble, a separate reality. Okay. The pages are stacked together or occupying the same overall space, the book, but the characters on one page are unaware of those on another. The S energy signatures are like the page numbers, keeping each story distinct and organized. The S energy signatures are like the page numbers, keeping each story distinct and organized. This is so interesting. I really want to know when the Spider-Verse movies are coming out, because in the Spider-Verse movies, right, that's the first ever time I ever heard about a concept of multiple universes or like multiverse or like any type of thing close to this. And I now kind of get, if not for the Spider-Verse movies, some of this stuff might be going over my head a little bit more. I get the concept, though. Okay, occupying the same space, but the characters on the page are unaware of those on another. This is interesting. So it's almost like we've taken a step away from before. It was like, is there life on other planets? Now it's like, is there another whole existence happening in essentially another bubble? Why don't we perceive other bubbles? You might wonder why we don't notice these other bubbles if they occupy the same space as ours. The answer lies in our sensory limitations and the uniqueness of the S energy signatures. Sensory limitations. Our senses and instruments are tuned to detect phenomena within our own bubble's S energy signature. That's fair. We're built for the in the bubble, according to being the bubble theory, we're our limitations are that such that we do live by the laws of our own bubble, the laws of the S energy in our own bubble. That makes sense. Different frequencies, just as a radio tuned to one frequency doesn't pick up other stations, we're tuned to our bubble signature. Dimensional constraints, our perception is confined to 3 spatial dimensions, making it challenging to detect or interact with phenomena in higher dimensions. So we discussed this already, that the whole part of the reason why, we can only see and understand what we see and understand in our own dimension. And therefore, some of this stuff, it's not going to be tangible to us in a way that we're used to things being tangible. Like, for example, if I'm saying I can see a house over there, I can see a house in the 3 dimension. You know what I mean? Who knows what if there's a concept of 4th dimensional houses? Who knows? An everyday example: multiple conversations. Imagine being in a crowded party where many conversations happen simultaneously. You can focus on the person you're talking to, while other conversations fade into the background noise. Each conversation is like a bubble with its own S energy signature. While they're all occurring in the same room, they don't interfere with your ability to communicate with your conversation partner. Fair. The non-interference principle. This is getting interesting. A key aspect of the bubble theory is the non-interference principle. Because each bubble has a unique S energy signature, they remain independent even when occupying the same space. Okay. This principle ensures that we have structural integrity. Each bubble maintains its own physical laws and structures without being affected by others. Energy isolation. Energy and matter within one bubble don't transfer to another under normal circumstances. That's really interesting. That is really interesting. Because you know why I'm thinking that's interesting? Because I'm thinking that one of the laws of thermodynamics, obviously, as I've mentioned many a time, is energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So that opens the door to a lot of questions for each of these individual bubbles that have their own energy and matter, which cannot be transferred to another it says under normal circumstances. Okay. So that's where it's getting interesting, under normal circumstances. So we'll have to see what that's all about. Stability. The uniqueness of signatures prevents chaotic interactions that could destabilize the bubbles. Okay. So these are okay. Cool. Possibility of interaction, a glimpse into the extraordinary. While the non-interference principle keeps bubbles separate, the bubble theory also introduces the intriguing possibility of interaction under special conditions. I like this already. Interlinking bubbles. If 2 bubbles' S energy signatures become sufficiently similar, they might begin to interact. Oh, I wonder how that would have to happen. What would have to happen for the S? Anyways, I'm asking questions out loud that probably will be answered, because already I was asking what was about S energy and now it's been explained. So this is fascinating. They become sufficiently similar, they might be able to interact. Okay. It's like the concept of being on the same wavelength. You know, like how, in people in life, you say like, oh, we just went on the same wavelength. It's literally the same type of thing, right? Frequencies. Anyways, energy fluctuations, external influences or internal fluctuations could alter a bubble's signature, leading to potential overlap. So if there's things that can affect the S energy, there could be fluctuation, external or internal fluctuations. So some kind of something that causes for there to alter the S energy, the bubble signature, and that could lead to an overlap. And phenomenological. Okay, let's just wait. Phenomenological implications. Such interactions could explain certain unexplained phenomena or anomalies in our universe. So such. We'll explore these ideas further in subsequent chapters, delving into how interlinking might occur and what it could mean for our understanding of reality. And I'd just like to also mention, again, another thing about science. And again, you guys know I love science, so this is not a critique of science as a whole. This is just a comment to say in terms of your understanding of science, especially when you get to quantum. And I told you guys, when you get to quantum science, you get to like the forefront of science. And you see how there's a lot we understand, but there's way more yet to still be understood. And so, yeah, this is very cool. And then it says, we'll explore these ideas further in subsequent chapters. Oh, yeah, I already said that. Did I? I'll read it again. We'll explore these ideas further in subsequent chapters, delving into how interlinking might occur and what it could mean for our understanding of reality. Embracing the unknown. The bubble theory invites us to expand our minds and consider possibilities beyond our everyday experience. By using analogies and familiar concepts, we can begin to grasp how multiple realities might coexist and how the fourth dimension plays a crucial role in this framework. As we continue our journey, we'll examine this S energy field in more detail, explore the nature of bubbles in the fourth dimension, and discuss the implications of this theory for physics and cosmology. Very good. I'm glad to hear that, because I really want to understand, because I'm starting to understand it now. So our key takeaways from chapter 5, bubble theory overview, proposes that multiple universes, bubbles, exist simultaneously in the same space, differentiated by unique S energy signatures. S energy signature acts as a unique identifier and binding force for each bubble, preventing interference within others. Analogies used: radio frequencies, different stations, bubbles, coexist without interference due to unique frequencies, S energy signatures. Right? So, like, for example, I know where, actually, should I even say, because that actually gives away my location. That's how that actually works. But you know, like how you tune into a certain, whatever frequency, and it takes you to where you are. Okay, got it. Anyways, he's explained it here. I don't know why I'm actually explaining anything. Let's just shut up now. So bubbles, overlapping bubbles maintain integrity due to their unique surface tension. Book pages, separate stories, bubbles coexist within the same book space without characters interacting. Non-interference principle ensures that bubbles remain independent even when occupying the same space. And lastly, the possibility of interaction under special conditions. Bubbles might interact, leading to fascinating possibilities. So it seems as though a lot of this is we've recognized. The S energy field explained is the next chapter. I can't even. So this is really interesting. I'm finding this really, really interesting because it's important not just to think about what we do know, but what we don't know. There's a lot that we don't know, and it's an opportunity for us. And this is why I also think just in life, it's cool to be a part of history, because we have to keep pushing forward and keep looking forward to what's next, like what's our part to play. So I think this is really awesome just to hear a theory of explaining what's happened. Imagine the people that came before. So this is all very cool. Anyways, you guys, you'll see the next episode of this, or in one of the next videos, I'll be talking about the S energy field explained, which is chapter 6. We're going to read it together. I'm only reading it with you guys, so everything you're seeing is happening in real time as you're seeing me reading it, as I'm like digesting it as we're here. So yeah, like I said, if we have to go back through it, we will, but the book is quite well written. I feel like every question I have and then is explained like in the next chapter. So yeah, buckle up and stay tuned. I hope you guys are enjoying this. God bless every single one of you guys. Like I said, if you want to check out the rest of the videos, the intro, the other chapters and the introduction, go look in the description box. There is a link in there for that. If you want to buy the book for yourself, you can purchase it on Amazon. The link in the description box for that as well. If life's a game, let's play to win, you guys. We're playing to win here. Let's talk the fourth dimension. I told you guys long before. In fact, I even made the friend whose husband wrote this book. I had told you guys that we were going to delve into the fourth dimension. So look at God. Look at God, and won't he do it? Because he did. Because he always does. He always does the damn thing. He does the damn thing. If life's a game, let's play to win. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you. I'll see you in my next one.